What's going on, people? And welcome to United by Numbers. You lot asked for it, so I got Statman Bains in the building. What you saying, bro?
I'm good. What are you saying?
Hey, I'm cool with it. We got the 3 points. We saw a whole load of madness. Football Twitter. I've seen player ratings on other media outlets that did not reflect the game at all. We saw a Bruno man of the match that never should have been. You know what I mean? And that's why I love this show. That's why, obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of using stats for everything, but I feel like stats can also, they can paint you a picture sometimes when people are saying some outlandish things, bro. Like Bruno, man of the match. Like, how?
No idea. It's kind of like the new signing buzz still.
Yeah.
Anything he does is good.
It's definitely the new toy thing, innit? I think that's what it is. It's the new toy thing. I think because of how bad we were before, not saying we weren't bad yesterday, because the last 2 games we were as bad as we were before Bruno. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think the new signing buzz is it's the shiny new toy that everyone loves at the moment, innit? He could do no wrong. So it's mad. Like I thought that Rashford was definitely like a clear man of the match. Tony wasn't far behind. So that did surprise me. And I saw certain outlets gave Lindelof a 4 out of 10 for his performance and give Maguire a 7. So I don't know. We're gonna look at loads of different things in it, and we're gonna prove or disprove some of the madness that's going on, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with Martial. We got the numbers. Great all-round performance from Anthony Martial. Link play, brilliant. Great running, work rate, something that he's not usually complimented for. Rashford came out after the game and was praising him for how hard he works for the team. And it's weird. The commentators don't seem to see it, but I think anyone that really studies the way that his game is developing can see that he works extremely hard for the team. We've got 75% pass accuracy, 49 touches, 16 out of 21 final third passes complete. So in the final third, he's very economical, bro. He very rarely gives the ball away in tight spaces and in areas where we could punish the other team. And we saw that with his link-ups with Rashford, not only for his goal, but just in general, bro. Like last game, ball in from Pogba, Martial holds it, lays it off. He's been doing that all season, and it's nice to see that he's finally getting the praise he deserves for what he's always had, which is brilliant back-to-goal link-up play.
And it was a tough game for him yesterday, playing up against Sacco and Dan, who are like good physical centre-backs.
Well, exactly. And people started to question him and say, will he get bullied by big centre-backs and that? Because he's not he doesn't come across the most physical centre-forward, but he can hold his own. He can hold his own back to goal.
I think it was at the start of the season when he played Wolves, he got criticised for his hold-up play. But they had 3 centre-backs, so like it was a different kind of game. But like from the start of the season to now, his hold-up play is massively improved.
100%, bro. 11 touches in the opposition box. And he pins centre-backs very well for someone who's not that big. You know what I mean? 11 touches, 2 out of 7 dribbles completed, 2 out of 2 long balls completed. What's the deal with this long ball situation, bro? Because Martial don't play long balls, innit? So what constitutes as a long ball?
Probably like over 30 yards or something. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's long. I guess even over 20 yards it's a long ball technically, but you don't know Martial for pinging stuff. Do you know what I mean? 3 chances created, 2 fouls won, 2 ball recoveries, 1 shot, 1 goal, bro. Like, is there anything more clinical than that?
Nothing really. I think the 2 out of 7 dribbles is kind of misleading because we're going to get onto Bruno, but like if you watched Bruno, his average position was quite high, but as soon as we attack, he kind of drops deep, leaving Martial alone, kind of thing, if you see that.
Yeah.
So he kind of had Dan, Sacco, and then McCarthy and Milivojevic kind of like around him kind of thing.
Yeah, but this is it. Like, again, with the dribbles, what constitutes as a dribble complete? Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the time, certain man don't really go past players. They're not isolating players and going past them. Like, this dribbles completed thing is super deceptive. You see someone like a Nemanja Matic who likes to drive through the midfield in space and that. He doesn't beat players. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you will say dribbles completed. And it's like, you ain't dribbled anyone. You just ran in a straight line, bro. You know what I mean? So
it's the same thing with stats. Like, stats are very misleading. Like, if you look at Maguire this season in the Premier League, he hasn't made an error leading to a goal according to the official website. even though we know
He's
there's been a
made
couple
loads.
occasions. Yeah.
He made loads, innit? But it's
Like the
not
Bournemouth one
direct.
against Stanislas. He got nutmeg, but that doesn't count as an error.
But the thing is, yeah, you see errors leading to goals, yeah, like they'll say none, but then they'll give Bruno an assist for the first goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an assist anymore than my man getting nutmeg isn't an error leading to a goal. Do you see what I mean? It don't
Bruno
make
is
sense.
literally a stat by his dream.
Yeah. Like, bro, if you pass a man the ball, yeah, and he beats two players and scores, that's not an assist, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't count as an assist, bro. Assist means, yeah, you've put it on a plate for man. And the next thing he had to do once he received the ball was put the ball in the net. As soon as my man has extra stuff to do after that, like, it's not an assist no more. He's assisted himself.
Yep, fully agree with that. It's kind of like the Zaha thing the other day when he scored that beauty.
Yeah.
Given as assist for whoever passed it to him, even though he did nothing basically.
You pass Zaha the ball and he slaps it in from 35 yards. It's not an assist.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But there we go. Bruno Fernandez, 72.6% pass accuracy. We're seeing a common theme with Bruno in the early 70s for pass completion.
And it's nothing new. I got his stats from Sporting. He had a pass accuracy of 77%.
Yeah.
So it's basically the exact same thing that he did in Portugal.
Yeah, absolutely the same. And when we later look at his average starting positions, you'll see, bro, he takes up a position of like almost a centre forward. Like it's actually mad. We'll go into that a bit later. 90 touches, 28 times loss of possession, 6 shots, only 1 on target. Do you know what I mean? So, and then we've got 22 out of 32 final third passes completed. So that's 2/3, which it's not amazing, but it's not bad, isn't it? Like 3 out of 6 dribbles completed. So 50%, 4 out of 6 long balls completed, 3 out of 8 crosses completed, and 3 key passes. So what we can see from Bruno is it's a numbers game with Bruno. It's almost just a lottery, bruv. Yeah, he just keeps going until something happens, bro. Like 2 out of 3 final third passes, 28 times lost the ball, like 50% dribble accuracy, less than half of his crosses completed. It's literally just a numbers game.
He missed a sit as well, which hit the post.
Yeah. Probably should have gone with the side foot.
Yeah, and for Sporting, he gave the ball away 24.1 times on average a game this season.
Yeah, and it's
so
19.
It's literally the exact same thing he did in Portugal.
No, it's 28 here. So yeah, his numbers are literally.
Yes.
Yeah, so his numbers are literally replicating exactly what he's been always doing. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's funny how, like, there were rumors saying that United initially didn't want him because he was very wasteful in possession. He gave the ball away too much. Those were the rumors. And then we brought him in anyway, and he's doing exactly what he was doing. So it's fair to say that the coaches and whoever brought him in knew exactly what they were getting when they brought him in. And he's doing exactly what he's doing. If we pull up the let's pull up the average positions now for Bruno. We'll look at the average position before Nemanja Matic came on, and then when you look at Bruno, it's just a bit mad, bro. Like when you see how close he is to Anthony Martial, pretty much. Like he's in line with Marcus Rashford. We've got Paul Pogba in midfield by himself, just like last game. And then you've got McTominay in the first half, looking like a third centre-back in terms of average positioning. And then you also look at Matic, who has a similar position to McTominay, but slightly further forward, bro. Like, Pogba's getting very, very isolated in that midfield. People are saying that, oh yeah, this is the system, this, that, and the other. When I look at it, it doesn't really look like a system at all. Like, when you look at Lingard's position on the right-hand side, he came on as a right midfielder. And if you look at Mason Greenwood's position, it's very clear to see that these guys don't have a position and they're literally playing from the right and they're doing what they want.
Yeah, that's why with Bruno, I don't blame Bruno himself for the positions that he takes up. I blame Oli, because Oli clearly has these maps. He knows that Bruno's too high up, but he doesn't do anything. Like when we're under pressure, just tell Bruno to drop 10, 15 yards back, help the midfielder. But he didn't do that at all.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I actually, even on Twitter, the funny thing was I was like, listen, we're under the cosh right now, yeah? Like, well, he's leaving us exposed, isn't it? He's leaving us exposed a lot. And the thing is, yeah, like, not only were we left exposed a lot in midfield, but also because he was giving the ball away so much as well, it just kind of compounds it. You know the ones. It's like man's giving the ball away and then he's not dropping into space. And the thing is, against better teams, that could leave us vulnerable. And especially with someone like McTominay, whose ball retention is piss poor as well. I just found it like at times it was quite frustrating, innit? It's like obviously I know the good that comes from having a player like Bruno there, but I don't think collectively as a team we're good enough. We're not good enough to be carrying someone like defensively like that, bro. We're not. I don't think that we're good enough as a team yet. Do you know what I mean? So it would have been interesting to see, like, bro, just drop a bit, drop 10 yards, like you said, 15 yards, and kind of help the guys out, man. Because we'll go on to Pogba's numbers, but loads of people were saying Pogba didn't play well. But when you look at how well Pogba actually did, play in central midfield by himself, pretty much, because that's what he was doing. It's like he's got a very, very big task.
Yeah, I think it doesn't help that he has Scott McTominay behind him yesterday. I think I'm a massive Ndidi fan. Like if you watched Ndidi yesterday, he made 15 tackles and interceptions yesterday, which is a joke. It's like if you have someone like Ndidi and Pogba behind Bruno, then you can kind of like Bruno, just do your thing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like when you have McTominay, he's not a holding midfielder. When you have Matic, he's not the most mobile midfielder. It just doesn't help.
It doesn't help at all, bro. And that's why I think like the balance still isn't right in the midfield, isn't it? Pogba and Bruno, bruv, they do what they do, but I still think that we need someone more mobile to help Pogba. You know what I mean? We need someone more mobile next to him. Indeed, he would be perfect because what Bruno's doing is amazing, yeah? But I don't think as a team we're good enough to be able to get away with that consistently, bro, because we're seeing lesser teams dominate us. On another day, I'll tell you what, if that Crystal Palace goal isn't disallowed, bro, I don't think we win that game. You know the ones that football's about momentum.
I think that goal came from Bruno giving the ball away as well.
Yep. But this is it. Football's about momentum, bro. And the thing is, momentum changes in a match so quickly. And it's like an opportunity like that. It's 1-1, they're at home, they got their tails up. You never know. You never know. We are very fortunate. So it's one of them ones where I still think that, yeah, the balance is not quite there. It's not quite there in the midfield. I still think we need a midfield signing in the summer. We'll go straight on to Pogba now. 90.8% pass accuracy, 101 touches of the ball. He was very, very influential in that midfield. Very influential in that midfield. Loads of people were saying that he didn't have a good game and that. Like, I saw people online talking rubbish saying he hasn't played well. 16 out of 19 final third passes completed. Only lost the ball 13 times. 6 out of 8 long balls completed. 6 ball recoveries, 6 duels won, 3 fouls won. 1 shot on goal. 1 out of 2 dribbles completed, 2 tackles, bro. Like, and a complete box-to-box midfield performance, man. And for the life of me, I can't see where people were coming with this so-called notion that he didn't have a good game.
I think it was just like Scott McTominay made everyone think he had a bad game because of Scott McTominay's poor position, and that showed by the average heat maps kind of thing. Because he had to do 2 people's job in one, by himself.
And he did that. Do you know what I mean? And he has the ability to do that. But because he has the ability to do that, people almost overlook the responsibility that he takes up and the job that he actually does in there, man. Like, it's a joke. Even when you look at both times, regardless of who was on Matic or McTominay, you can see Pogba's average position is pretty much the same. Like in both maps. Do you know what I'm saying? Pogba played that box-to-box position extremely well, man. Matic was further off to the left, obviously, because he's left-footed. He tends to kind of float that way. McTominay was more to the right because he's more right-footed, so he tends to drift that way. But Pogba's positioning just off the right in the central midfield was pretty much the same no matter who came on, bro. And I thought, you know what? If we don't have Pogba in that midfield yesterday, we probably don't win that game.
Yeah. And it just shows that it's just individual brilliance carrying this team. Like, I still don't think Oli has a system, no matter what people say. It's just Pogba do something, Bruno do something, Rashford do something, Martial do something. And now we kind of got the players where it's like, if 1 or 2 have a bad game, we kind of got Rashford yesterday, Martial yesterday. They perform, we probably win the game.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. When you look at, you just got to look at average positionings there. It's very clear we don't have a system. If you looked at that, what formation would you say we were playing, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? What formation would you say we were playing if you looked at that?
There is no formation.
There is no formation, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is absolutely no formation. I think it's very clear to see. Like, Bruno's meant to be an attacking midfielder, and he looks like he's playing a supporting striker. Like, he looks like he's playing just off Martial. Rashford is playing inside forward, and Mason was playing inside forward. When Jesse came on, he was playing inside forward. Like, there doesn't look to be any wingers or any wide players at all. When you look at the average position, it looks very, very congested. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very clear that there's no system at all. But one thing that is apparent is that the way Martial links play it's amazing for us, isn't it? Like, a lot of the way we play football comes off the fact that Martial can play with his back to goal, and he's responsible for a lot of the good stuff that comes attacking wise. Just like we're seeing final third passes completed from Pogba and the Brunos and that. Most of the time, it's into Martial back to goal, and he's bringing things together, man. So I think that he's very underappreciated by fans outside of our club, and even by probably some of the fans of our club.
Third best striker in the league, I think.
Behind
he's probably
Aguero and Kane, but you got Aguero, Kane, you got Aubameyang. People are saying, in terms of all-round game,
he's better than Aubameyang.
Yeah, in terms of all-round game, he's better than Kane as well. But I think Kane's just a better finisher in the box. But I think all-round game, I think Martial's better than him as well. You know them ones. It's just one of them ones where, honestly, like, outside of Sergio Aguero, like, all-round game, I don't think there's a better striker than Anthony Martial, bro. You know what I mean? I really don't, and I think we're seeing it now. All right, Fosu Mensah, Wan-Bissaka. Fosu Mensah had a decent game, you know. Like, obviously, I think he's an intelligent player and he's also a good athlete. So because he's a good athlete, I think he gets away with not playing football that often. Do you know what I mean? He came back, he didn't look like a player that hadn't played for over a year for Manchester United. If you look at his pass accuracy and that, bro, like, it was similar to Wan-Bissaka, like 87.8 to 87.5. It's pretty good, bro. Like, 65 touches of the ball to 86 in favour of Wan-Bissaka, but he only lost the ball 9 times. Fair enough, he was playing very simple. He wasn't trying to overlap and he wasn't too expansive, but like, lost possession 9 times compared to 14. 6 ball recoveries as opposed to 7 for Wan-Bissaka. 4 interceptions for him compared to 2 for Wan-Bissaka. Like, 1 tackle for him to 2 for Wan-Bissaka. No blocks, 1 for Wan-Bissaka, bro. Like, when you look at the numbers, they're very similar. Like, Wan-Bissaka's shading it a lot of the time, but Fosu Mensah, for someone who's not a left back and hasn't really played football, he done all right, bruv.
Yeah, credit where it's due. Like, I think every United fan was surprised when we saw him play, especially with Dalot on the bench. Like, the last time he played was April last year in the Premier League. Yeah, I know he's played in the under-23s in March, I think it was, but like, it's just a different game, man. He played to Fosu Mensah. Like, he wasn't brilliant, but he wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
Just a steady performance.
Absolutely, very steady. Dribble past 3 times, it says here, to 0 for Wan-Bissaka. Not really a surprise no one got past Wan-Bissaka. That's nothing new. Ground duels, 1 from 8 for Fosu Mensah, 5 from 8 for Wan-Bissaka. Again, pure dominance, innit? But you just know with Wan-Bissaka. The thing is, Wan-Bissaka's so good that, like, even the overall player ratings, like, I think I gave man like a 7 or something, like, or maybe a 6, bro. Like, he's so good that, like, just a standard game for him, yeah, you kind of just overlook it.
Yeah, like, it's the same thing with Pogba. Like, Pogba you probably gave him like a 6 or 7 in the player ratings.
Yeah, even 7, but really, if you look at the numbers, someone else, it's a 9 in it for someone else. Yeah, them numbers is a 9 for someone else. For Pogba, I gave him a 7 because I know how good Pogba is. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but I knew from watching it that he had a great game in it. But there's great game and then there's great game by Pogba's standards. His standards are different, innit? I can't judge him the way I judge McTominay, because if McTominay put in a performance like Pogba did yesterday, I'd have given him a 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so aerial duels, 2 out of 2 for Wan-Bissaka, 1 from 3 for Fosu Mensah. Fosu Mensah conceded 3 fouls. Wan-Bissaka only conceded 1. He never concedes that many fouls anyway. But Fosu Mensah, it says 2 chances created to 0 to Wan-Bissaka. and cross completed 1 from 1, Wan-Bissaka none from 4. Dribbles completed none from 1 and 3 from 5 for Wan-Bissaka. So you can see overall, Wan-Bissaka actually had the way more effective game, but I still gave Fosu Mensah a higher score than Wan-Bissaka purely because I know how good Wan-Bissaka is. Do you know what I mean? So
and it's credit to Wan-Bissaka as well that he was playing on a yellow card in the first half, and he's coming up against Zaha, who's a very tricky winger. So fair play.
But there you go, bro. So you have to take these things into consideration. There's always going to be a certain reason why you might score one player higher than the other. You know what I mean? And with me, with players I know that are good, I'm always more harsh on them when I'm judging them because I know there's more to come from them and there's more to deliver. Like, so even though Wan-Bissaka, I think I only gave him a 6. You know what I mean? The reason why I gave Fosu Mensah a higher score than him is because he was playing as a left back. And he's not. He's a defensive midfielder. He's been playing right back for a few seasons. The fact that he's gone over to left back, a position that he doesn't play, and he's handled his business like respectively. He hasn't come out of the game being embarrassed, which could have happened. Do you know what I mean? So automatically, man got a 7 when maybe the performance wasn't a 7 performance any more than Wan-Bissaka's was a 6. But there's just levels in football. Sometimes you just have to acknowledge them.
Context is very important. Like Fosu Mensah hasn't been playing for a year, came in, did his thing, kind of thing.
Absolutely, bro. And that's all it is, just pure context. And last, we got the 2 centre-backs. It's a mad one, I told you already. Maguire got 7 somewhere, and Lindelof got 4. And for the life of me, probably the last 3 games, Lindelof's probably been better than Maguire. Like, not only just on the eye test that I've seen, but then the stats have actually agreed with that. Like, pass accuracy for Maguire, 89. Lindelof, 94.4. Okay? Maguire got 9 out of 10 aerial battles 1 year. Lindelof, 2 out of 2. So Maguire was very good in the air. And so we should be, bro. When your name's Slabhead, yeah? Like, if you're not winning headers, then what else are you doing?
Yeah. That's the only reason we kind of signed him in the summer. Because we knew we had a problem with aerial duels last year. And this year, Maguire's come in. He's won 72% of the aerial duels this year. If we're comparing that to Van Dijk's won 76. So it's kind of similar in that area.
Yeah. There you go. And then so you've got ground duels. 1 out of 2, 1 for Maguire. 2 out of 2 for Lindelof. So Lindelof's 100% there, ahead. Possession loss for Maguire 8 times compared to 4 for Lindelof. So Lindelof again is more tidy in possession. Clearances, they got 3 each. Maguire is winning 2-0 for blocks, winning 2-1 for interceptions, and Lindelof wins 2-1 for tackles. So overall, Lindelof had a better game. Maguire was more dominant in the air, which you would expect. But Lindelof's main weakness I've always commented on is his aerial or lack of aerial prowess and also physical defending, innit? However, when you look at all the other stats, he's better than Harry Maguire. He's better than him. So how someone gave Lindelof a 4 and gave Maguire a 7, I'll have no idea, bro. Do you know what I mean? I have no idea. Harry Maguire did what we knew he would do. Strong in the air, good physical presence, gives the ball away probably more than he should because he holds on to it a bit too much and invites pressure on himself. And yeah, it was just one of them games. I think I don't really like the fact that Lindelof's actually looking better than him. It does bother me, I can't lie. Because for someone that we spent £85 million on, I feel like he should look better than he does.
I think Maguire has been bad, but just backing him, he is playing left centre back. He is right footed. It doesn't help that you always have to come inside.
But he wants to play left centre back because remember, Lindelof was our left centre back before, and Lindelof got moved to right centre back. Lindelof actually likes playing left centre back because when Lindelof plays with Bailly, he plays left centre back.
Yeah, potentially you could say that.
Yeah, he does. Because Bailly plays on the right hand side, so Lindelof actually likes playing left centre back. Harry Maguire is asked to play left centre back. If I remember correctly, when England played the 3 at the back, Harry Maguire played left centre back as well.
Can't back Harry Maguire on that.
Do you know what I mean? So that's the position he likes, bro. That's the position he wants. And that's the same position he was playing when I called him a fridge on Twitter, bro, when he was playing against Sweden, bro. He played left centre back with a 3. So I think Harry Maguire likes playing on the left, to be honest. And I think Lindelof likes playing on the left as well. So it's one of them ones where like 8 losses of possession as a centre back, yeah. Like, where are you going to lose the ball as a centre back if it's not in an area that we can concede from? Do you know what I mean? Like, our centre backs are not playing like
think
City centre backs.
he completed 2 out of 3 long balls, so like one of the possession or lost was him trying to pass forward kind of thing. But like even then, with Maguire, the way he like the long balls, if you look at Van Dijk and Toby Alderweireld, they fizz it across. So it doesn't allow the defense to shuffle across. With Maguire, it's kind of like flow it across. So like it's not really an effective long ball in a way.
It's not. It kind of. It's just to get rid of the ball, really. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch Toby and Van Dijk, they ping it with a lot of backspin, and you've seen goals actually scored from these two playing these direct balls in there. Like, they're just technically better players, isn't it? And it's one of them ones where it's obviously the price that we paid is not Harry's fault. That it's not Harry Maguire's fault. How much money we paid for him in it, but I genuinely think that signing him has showed us that we need another centre back again. So it's a weird one. Remember when Mourinho signed Bailly, then he signed Lindelof, and then he was like, I need another centre back. It's kind of like we've signed Harry Maguire. That was meant to shore up our defence, but all it's done is made us realise that actually we need another centre back. So potentially, I feel like we bought the wrong centre back in it. I feel like if we spent the same 85 million, we could have got Koulibaly, and with that, we would have got a more physical centre back, someone with more pace, and someone that actually complemented Victor Lindelof. Because when you're comparing the numbers, Harry Maguire is the same level as Victor Lindelof. It's just that Lindelof's just not as good in the air.
Yeah, I think even I did a comparison with Koulibaly and Laporte. If you looked at Lindelof's aerial duels, it's actually higher than Koulibaly's. There's kind of a weird one with Lindelof as well.
Lindelof with him is this. I don't think he doesn't have the natural aggression and the physicality in his game. That's not it, innit? Lindelof wants to play pretty defensive football. If he was at Barcelona, he would look good. Do you know what I mean? That's what like Gerard Piqué is like. And that's why Gerard Piqué, for me, he would have never made it at Manchester United, because I didn't rate him physically as a centre-back. He gets away with a lot of stuff for Barcelona and that, but in the Premier League, bruv, like, he's not convincing in the air at all. He's not convincing. You know what I mean? So I think that Lindelof is, because of his lack of physicality, I think a lot of his good defensive work goes unnoticed in the Premier League, which again isn't his fault. But when you compare him to Harry Maguire, there's nothing in it, bro, other than you saw the aerial duels. So it's an interesting one. It'd be nice to see a comparison of him and Harry Maguire over the season. If you could get that together so we can actually look at it more closely, bro, because I thought that Harry Maguire was a big upgrade on Lindelof, but it doesn't look like he is.
Like, it's a weird one. Like, our defense has improved if you're looking at the numbers. We're the second best defense in the league. But like, as a fan, we're not convinced by the defense still.
Yeah. But the thing is with defense, defense is the whole team. That's what people don't realize, because our midfield has improved massively with the return of Paul Pogba, and also Nemanja Matic's form picking up. So, and then we also had the form of Fred at one point as well, who was playing really well, winning the ball. I think that the defense, the protection in front of the defense, is the reason why the defense has improved. And also, I think because our attack has improved and teams are more scared of us and they're sitting back a bit more, I think that that's helped our defense as well. Do you know what I mean?
The back five quite often as well this year.
Exactly. We have played a back five with 2 holding midfielders. So we have to contextualize everything. We have to contextualize every single result, man. I think the run before Corona, when we went on that run, we beat City and all these other teams, bro. We are playing 5 at the back.
And it was Fred and Matic in front, who are
exactly
defensive-minded midfielders kind of thing.
So you've got 7 people defending. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones. There's a trade-off right there. I think individually, we're not good enough to go all-out attack right now, because then our defenders get exposed. But either way, I think that Maguire has been given a lot more credit, for our defense as opposed to the whole team, just because he plays centre half and he's the captain. And if you look at the numbers, it shows you that he's not the main reason why our defense has improved. Like, it's actually a collective thing.
English bias as well.
Yeah, of course, but we don't need to go into that. We don't need to go into that, man. But yeah, big up for today, bro. Obviously, your Instagram handle is in the description as always. You guys make sure you go and follow us. Statman Bains, man, and make sure get that Lindelof or Maguire thing together as well for us, bro. Because
Yeah, I tried doing that today.
we need to have a look at that because the eye test is telling quite a few people here that we need a centre back partner for Victor Lindelof. That's what I've been reading online. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them. It'd be interesting to see how many duels these guys win, what the aerial percentage difference is, like the average possession lost, and all of these things. Because I used to look at Lindelof as a bit of a shaky centre back, but actually, I don't know. Like Harry Maguire has changed my mind about that. So it'll be interesting, bro. But big up for coming through. We appreciate it, boy. And I know they'll be happy to see you anyway because I got the request. So I thought I'd bring man through, man. Big up.
Come on.